talked before.
All right, welcome to the December economy meeting. I don't have any of the usual charts or notes because I've been absent most of the month, so we're gonna just wing it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite way to do business.
Yeah. I think everyone should get $1 million right now. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. I know there was an issue with soul sand, so I'm gonna look into that and get that corrected today, probably during the staff meeting or just after. Originally, we had left the price high because it was hard to find in the nether, but when we started resetting the nether, it became much easier to find, so people were making quite a lot off of it.
Yep.
I'm gonna dig up my old notes and set the price based on those, and then we can run some tests from there and adjust it accordingly, but that way it should be back up for sale today sometime.
Okay. Someone just suggested that it be $6 per piece of soul sand. Personally, I think that's too high.
I was just about to say that too.
What was the price?
They suggested $6. Originally, I think it was like $9.80.
Yeah, I think we should pay it as like $3 maybe.
$2 or $3. It's
yeah.
much easier to get, and there's going to be monthly never resets now. So
2.5. That's what Dan said.
we will most likely have to run some tests with it at that price as well, just to make sure that even that's not too OP.
Warp science. That's what we have.
Yeah, there was pretty much everything in the nether needs to be tested anyway, like quartz and stuff, since the nether's being reset every month now. So I'll do that through December, make sure that the nether gets fixed price-wise.
So are there going to be quartz in the shop now?
Probably.
Yeah.
If they're not, I'm pretty sure it's sold somewhere.
I'll check.
There is player, but not server.
Yeah, so that was a suggestion, I think.
It'll be 160 per sec, which is not bad. Yeah. For soul sand at 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Places get. Players have a lot.
Okay, so as a rough kind of guide, 2.5 for soul sand. Look into a price for quartz.
Well, that was a suggestion, so I think we should.
The biggest problem we have with a lot of things is things like slime and quartz. Nobody ever wants to actually gather them. But if we put absolutely everything in the shop, it takes the economy away from the players and makes it so that no one can ever sell anything to anyone. It'll all just be admin shop.
Yeah, they're having to undercut the server, which is just diminishing the price, where in the beginning, a slime ball was going for roughly about 2.5k. And if we set a price on them for the server shop at like 200, it would have just totally undercut that market entirely.
Yeah.
You can have it as a sell thing, not a buy. That's what Dan said. Quoted.
Still. Some things we need to get ourselves, as True said.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that anytime I've put quartz in the admin shop, it sells almost immediately. So there's definitely demand for it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever actually tested stuff like glowstone. I know netherrack got nerfed on the first meeting.
Yeah, there's some things that like in the Eureka bookstore, there were some books that I wanted to take away because I know you could most likely loot them as like fishing loot, and that would really kind of like drive fishing, because if anyone wanted like a really high protection, not that I would think about taking away the protection 3 or whatever it is away, but
Yeah.
you know, if someone wanted a high protection book and the only way to get that is through a player, that would really drive the player market.
I do personally feel that it's quite overpowered, the Eureka bookstore. It takes away enchanting as well.
Exactly, like
Yeah,
not a lot of people bother enchanting because they can just buy the book. So
exactly.
if we took away the really high powered ones, not only would it drive enchanting and probably lapis sales, but it would probably drive some fishermen that pick up the books as
Yeah.
loot.
Like,
I
I
think-
personally haven't manually enchanted in over 2 months.
I haven't either. I mean, maybe we could keep the Eureka bookstore, but just higher the prices. So, because it's quite cheap for 2K for efficiency 5.
Yeah, I was looking at changing the entire bookstore around when I put those NPCs underneath it, but I wanted to get those NPCs up and running, and I didn't want to take away the books without talking about anyone with it. So if we do take away the books, I might slightly change the entire bookstore to just be like the enchanting emporium rather than bookstore at top and then enchanting down the bottom.
Yeah.
Or you can buy and sell bookcases. I was reading chat a lot. I didn't hear much of that.
Well, we're thinking of making a library as well where people can put in like fanfics and self-stories and also buy books and bookshelves and stuff.
That
I said
sounds cool.
shelves really wrong then. Shelves.
Like Herd.
Yeah. And like what Dan said, we could let people sell items to the server without them being able to buy items. I think maybe that would drive some things too. Cool. Are there any other like blocks that we've noticed that either we want sold or are a bit too OP?
Let me check shop. Oh, I can't do it in this world. Fun.
Well, actually, there's a player suggestion right now about slime and sticky pistons.
It takes away that survival feel though. Slimes are really rare, and I feel like that'll just completely take away the survival feel. Personally,
Oh.
anyway. When you
Okay.
get a slime ball, it's like a sense of achievement. In this, anyway. And that's a good thing.
What about coal? Because coal is really easy to get.
Yeah, I made a lot of money on coal when I
Mm-hmm.
was doing survival not too long ago.
Yeah, especially when it's 8:45, and that's not really close, but
And if you have Fortune 3, you can get up to 4 drops per thing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. And then plus, usually coal's in like a 9 patch, like I think. They're really big patches.
I believe we had buffed coal and several of the other ores because mining, when we did our testing, was really, really underpowered. Unless you were super lucky and just got tons and tons of diamonds, you made almost nothing mining. So we buffed some of the lesser ores to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of people don't mine coal, redstone, or lapis.
We might have to go for like a test for glowstone, I guess. Maybe. It's not really that OP, but it could be if you mainly go for glowstone, because it's for $7.40. 4 cents. I mean.
But also, to get glowstone, you need to build up usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a risk to get glowstone, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Depending
goes
on the
pretty
area.
fast.
Don't see anything else OP really, or really high prices.
What about if the server cities got back some of their uniqueness?
Yeah.
And like they buffed the prices in that specific city due to like shop signs that. you physically have to go there and sell it to the city. Like
I
maybe
think-
for example, Moria is lacking some fish, so it's in higher demand, so they'll pay more for fish, for example.
Ah, okay. I
Or
see what you
like,
mean.
yeah, or maybe like for like a flash kind of week or something, Moria will pay more for your ores or something.
I mean, we could have like little villagers kind of in housings and everything, and then they could like say, hey, I want this, blah blah blah, I'll pay you good money for it, and so on.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
And maybe it's like $100 over, it could be like $10 over, still making profit.
Yeah, and then that way we could drive. I'll say fishing again because fishing is one that I never really see people do.
Mhm.
We could drive
Yeah.
fishing for like a short while, and it would change it up for people's playstyles.
We can also have like one villager like every month or something, and maybe it's selling something, or buying something from you, personally. So it could be let's say someone in New Leaf could be buying a diamond, and then next month they could be somewhere else, like maybe like 20 blocks away. They could be buying fish.
So sort of like a random.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a suggestion before though, Joe?
I think it was.
Something like that.
Yes, we've had that
Yeah.
suggestion before.
Yeah.
What I do want to do in the cities, like I said, is get back some of their uniqueness. So on top of that, I probably want to do like some special items that the cities have in particular.
The cities need a purpose again.
I might bring back the Morian stuff, like the Morian armor and
Yeah.
pickaxe.
Yeah, because there's like no reason to go to Moria right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Except
are
for
aware.
exploring.
Well, I mean, exploring, but that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can still go to New Leaf to buy stuff. You can still go, you can still go to the other top towns to buy stuff, but not Moria.
Yeah, I wanted to just close Moria off not too long ago because there's just nothing there apart from a little roller coaster
there
thing.
needs to be something there again because that's a cool
Yeah.
spot. That's a cool area.
And
Well-
where /shop will buy your gems, maybe we should take the gems off and just make it back in Moria again. That would actually force people to go
Yeah,
there.
that way they
Yeah.
don't
That-
have to auto sell, and they can just have to do it by hand.
That
I
is
don't-
what we had originally intended. The only reason the gems and stuff are for sale in the /shop is because the plugin derped. They were never supposed to be in there, but they were supposed to be sold at villagers. But somewhere along the line, something happened and the plugin derped, and we couldn't separate them again.
But still allow players to sell their stuff in shop.
I mean, the villagers are still there, so you can
Yeah,
stick it
could
off.
we not just take them off /shop and force them to go back to the villagers?
We can just
Preston couldn't figure it out. We tried remaking the villagers, and
We'll just do it on
it's the
Sign Shops then.
plugin.
And I know personally, I've
Villagers
always
sport.
supported having the individuality of the cities and like having to make people actually go there instead of just like being in your house and doing /shop. It takes away from the atmosphere, I feel like.
Yeah.
If someone opens these doors, I'm gonna scream because the password's not working for me.
Oh, Dan said we could have maybe like a sort of market, and we can have like starter rooms, like old Centrum.
The /shop menu was originally supposed to be like just the player stuff, basically.
Oh,
And it was just supposed to be player stuff, and then the cities were supposed to sell the other, things from the server. But when that plugin derped, it just kind of mixed everything in to the /shop menu.
Yeah.
And
Could we not spend like just leave it how it is for the next week? Take away the gems like after the staff meeting, but next weekend just work on getting all these sign shops. I mean, the sign shops are there, and just work out like what we want people to be able to do in /shop and what we want people to be able to actually go to the cities for.
okay. So the villagers at Moria don't work because they're working for me right now.
they work, but the items were never put in /shop. They were only put in the villager market. The villagers are supposed to be a separate market from the /shop
Oh, okay, I see, I
command.
see.
and at some point, somehow, they all merged. They were not supposed to. That was never supposed to be a thing. It was supposed to be you could set up villagers that had their own inventory that you could access through them, and then, the command that you could access from anywhere. The anywhere command was supposed to be player items, so you're like, oh, I just dug up 5,000 tons of cobblestone. Who wants to buy it? By the way, nobody wants to buy it. Stop selling it.
I see. There is a way that we can kind of, with signs, do a sell all. If you stick in like loads of emeralds, for example, into a chest, it will try and buy like 10,000 emeralds from you, and you can only hold like, say you have 50 on you. It will only buy the 50 from you, and it's a good way to just do like a mass sell all if that was your intention, rather than having to click the signs 50 times.
If we go back to sign shop signs, though, we'll have to watch for the problems we were having before, where signs would have different prices and players were finding tons of exploits.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we do the worth. That's the whole reason why we got the worth file.
Maybe 1 stack per time. So we can
That
have
pretty
like
much,
64.
the worth stuff is what eliminated that for us in the first place. That's why we were so happy about it, if you remember.
Yeah, but if I remember right, the worth file, like, it'll say one price, but then it automatically like discounts it or something. So either the buy or the sell is actually like 20% less.
Yeah. So say like you were trying to do an I sell for something with the worth, like you wanted people to sell their diamond sword, and you put a specific price on there. It would like make it 50% less, but that's only if you have a specific price set. That's why we now do the iTrades. So it shouldn't be an issue if it's just server shops selling diamonds and stuff like that. Personally, I would like to vouch for us taking a lot of the stuff off /shop and putting it back into the server cities.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, I agree. It may not hurt to maybe keep our eyes open for a different shop plugin altogether, because the /shop was working great when we first set it up, but once it derped, it's kind of just been a mess ever since. A lot of people don't know how to use it.
I know how to use it now, but boy, was it confusing at first.
Can we just take it all down?
I still
set it
think
up again?
That was a lot of work, that
I
plugin,
still
isn't it?
think that auctions would have been cooler, because you'd still have to go to the stores to buy stuff, but then people would be able to auction stuff out, and people would be able to outbid each other. And
yeah, Preston's looked for a really nice auction plugin, and
Craft Bay.
everyone just keeps failing him. Yeah, but it's like it messes with other plugins.
It does?
Well, like I said, Preston's been the one that's looked into this, and he's been the one that's said no to pretty much every auction plugin that he's come across. Either it was too complicated, or it was spamming chat or something like that. Like, he wanted it so you had to opt in to join a chat and not just spam global. So Craft Bay or whatever you just suggested was probably quite spammy.
It is.
Oh, there you go. That's probably why we don't have it.
I think you can go in the configs and change that. Like, because it says, well, so let's say it starts from 30, like, from 30. So,
Hey, who
what was
grabbed
it
that before I could?
Weird, I forgot. Okay, so basically you can say it starts down from 30 seconds, I believe, and then so say 30, 29, 28 of how much seconds it has. But then you can change it to like 5 seconds. So go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, but does everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's probably why Preston didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted it so you had to opt into a channel where if you didn't want to, because some people don't even like the economy. You know, they don't even want to touch anything to do with the economy. They just want to be pure survival. And if they're constantly seeing like auctions in chat for cobble and stuff like this, it's really going to annoy them.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
it was fun personally, but it could bother some people.
It's
Well,
locked vice.
Since the reset, we've had 3,967 players join the server. If every single one of those players tried to sell just one item, the chat would be spammed forever. You would never be able to even talk to someone.
Yeah.
It actually has like a thing. So let's say I think if you do a plugin, or I mean an auction, so I auction 64 cobble, and then which tries to do auction like 64 diamonds, it will say there's already an auction going on.
That would
And-
create a whole nother set of problems, because then people that were everyone would be trying to auction stuff at the same time, and some
Mhm.
jackass would be selling his cobblestone to no one. You guys have no idea how much I despise all these shops that sell cobblestone.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a faint idea.
Yeah, they're okay on small base servers. That's what Will said. Yeah, most of us aren't fans, like, because we can have like a 50-50, and like maybe 20% people don't like it, 20% do.
I wanted that icy coin, darn it. I wanted
I
to
got
see
it.
if I could give it to Buddy and if anything happened.
Wait, who's Buddy?
You gotta give it to Buddy. You gotta give him 2 icy coins.
Where's
It
Buddy?
should be working now. Wait, should I check it?
Huh?
Check again. The chest right next to you. Got it.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay.
Buddy is in the pub. You press the button and he talks to you.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm gonna go visit him.
I want another coin. Where do you get the other coin?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
It's in the daily advent.
hold on, I'll keep this out, and then till we're done. Let's continue the meeting.
So is there anything
Alrighty.
else?
Well, we can identify anything else in /shop. We're gonna look at bringing in the sign shops back into the service cities, making Moria a bit more effective. Soul Sand should be up for sale again by at least tomorrow.
Alright, great.
I can't think of anything else.
Let's see.
Any of our staffies can think of anything?
Mm-mm.
Hey,
Because we'll check shop to see if anything's OP.
Alright, Ed, is this meeting officially over?
I think so.
Loyalist rewards, Dan said. Something about that.
What? Just think about how they will affect the economy?
Yeah, maybe something like that. Good to
Yes, you
sell.
can sell them, Dan. It's up to you what price you want to sell them. I haven't, I was thinking about it, trade 10 for a monetary value, but then that gives them a specific value, and 30 to one person could be worth more than someone else who wanted 30. For example, if you needed 30 to get the Paladin's armor, I think it is, that would be, if you knew that that's what they wanted, that armor is, much more valuable than 2 goes in the treasury, for example, you know?
Mhm.
So, with that knowledge in mind, you can really jack up the price. Whereas if it was a set price, it'd be like, okay, well, I'll just buy it for 30k then, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
So, it doesn't have a monetary value. If you want to sell it, you can. I don't think anything in the treasury or any of the rewards that you get should mess with the economy. I know there's a efficiency 10 axe in there and a sharpness 10 sword or something like that.
Is the efficiency X unbreakable? Because that could.
None of these are unbreakable.
Yeah. Because I had a efficiency 5 unbreakable axe and I sold it for 50k. Because it was actually the Ender Dragon the one you got for the reward,
Oh yeah.
but I just added efficiency on that, and then so it sold
Right.
for a bit.
Yeah. None of those are unbreakable apart from the Loyalist shovel, and that doesn't have sharpness or anything on it. It's just an unbreakable, fully maxed out enchanted thing.
Okay.
The only overpowered thing in there is a pickaxe, a diamond pickaxe that we're selling, but like that can't be repaired and it's almost broken, kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
The other one is a normal axe that has sharpness on it, and it's got a lot of unbreaking, but it's not unbreakable. And I don't think that can be repaired either. So there's nothing that should ruin the economy in any of the Loyalist things.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Cool. I'm going to.
A lot of the Loyalist stuff is really still new, so we can't really. I mean, it'll take some time anyway to see how it affects things before we can start changing stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I
Yep.
think so.
I will finish recording.